TLT exists through the ACLU, I think is pretty amazing. And it has like a lot of potential. It's just like what you make of it and like what you can create out of the teamwork, like through networking with other people who are like-minded. So I think that's what it is to me. And it's a place that I could just connect with other people who think like me, so we can actually make the difference that we envision.
Recording starts now. Start with question 1. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Give me at least your name, pronouns, and what leadership roles you fill in your life.
In my whole life?
Just in general.
What I remember most is how strongly I resonated with J. Marie's approach. The approach of bringing joy and beauty to our activism.
The number one thing that I learned was that my voice is a lot more powerful than I had thought before. And not in a egotistical way, but just in a way that I do have a way with words, and I do have some wisdom, and being able to share that is really important because we all have our own different experience, and all of those are extremely important.
What I appreciate the most wasn't anything in particular so much as sharing the space with other trans and genderqueer folk, like, and seeing how they have handled their situations, unfortunately the trauma, the conflict that they've had in their lives, but also the ways that they've been able to find joy. And I learned so much from just their presence and from observing and from participating in the trans leadership table.
But what I really took from TLT was the media training from Lisa Benson. The tools that she gave us in how to speak and how to hone the conversation and make sure that we take charge of the interview so that the interview doesn't run away from us. That our topic, that our main subject is getting portrayed through the interview. I like all the tools that she gave us. I like how she told us to ask questions and to stick on our gun about things.
I think my favorite moment of it was when it was me, J. Marie, Feroz, Andy, and Amaya, and like I had invited my friend who lives in Springfield. Her name is Victoria, and like the 6 of us, and Ingrid was there, but she was kind of like taking a step back. But she, like all of us were just like there having a really, really like powerful conversation about like what it means to be a transgender person of color. And I think that like having that was just like a really, really great experience, because I think that in my life, I'm often like forced to choose between like which thing I want to be passionate about in the moment. And like in that space, I didn't have to do that. And it was like a really, really powerful and like relieving moment. And
my truck did break down while we were in Jeff City for lobbying. And several folks from the trans leadership table, they rallied to make sure that I had all the support that I needed to get my truck fixed. And I was fixing my truck, like I was underneath the truck, and it was like 40 degrees outside in a parking lot, and they fed me and they danced around in the parking lot to stay warm, to make sure that I wasn't out there by myself. They went back and forth to the parts store so that I could get the right parts. And then they supported me whenever we needed to like push it down the hill to get it to the parking lot of a mechanic shop whenever the repair went bad. And then they cared for me that night because I came down feverishly ill. I mean, I was really sick, and they loved on me when they didn't have to, and whenever I was sick and struggling financially. And that's what family means to me. Like, that's when the group became my family.
I think the most important thing that opens up is a kinder and more comfortable future for everyone involved, not just trans people. But like when we break down the boundaries and we look at the intersections of identities, we see a future that is not only comfortable and safe for trans people, but also that's pro-Black, right? Like, we can't have those things separated.
I don't think it is a exaggeration to say that trans leadership can change society as a whole, because trans leaders have already thought about breaking a power structure. It's hard to break the gender binary. It's hard to break that. So once you realize you can break something as intrinsic as the gender binary, it suddenly opens you up to breaking so much more.
If you're someone that's inspiring to make a difference, someone inspiring to bring change, I would say get involved, take part in the trans leadership table.
I don't really think there's any better way to sum that up. Do you have any final comments before we close up?
No, probably just thank you to all the leadership table members this year and the previous year, the first year we did it, for letting us try this out together and for being willing to, position themselves as leaders in a world where they already are often looked over. So just thanks for giving us a chance, and I really hope that what you've learned this year at the TLT 20, I know our year got cut short, but I really hope that whatever you've learned you can take with you and you feel like you're a part of the network, because we need each other and we got each other. What does my shirt say? All power to the people, you know what I'm saying?
All power to the people, hell yeah. All right, ending recording.